Hello everyone, this is Zhou Jingyi. Have you ever found yourself staring intently at calorie counts when choosing food for dieting or health reasons? Many of us have been taught that weight loss is a simple math equation. Calories in versus calories out. But the science has evolved significantly. In fact, the prevailing view in global nutrition today is that looking only at calorie and fat numbers doesn't guarantee true health or sustainable weight loss. Our bodies aren't just furnaces burning fuel, they are complex biological systems where the quality of the signal, the food, matters as much as the energy content. This is where the key word ultra-processed foods, or UPF, comes in. These are foods that have been fundamentally altered from their original state. Think of common snacks, pastries, instant noodles, and those convenient frozen meals we often reach for when we're short on time. Recent research suggests these foods aren't just nutritionally unbalanced. They may be directly attacking our gut environment, our body's internal command center. Today, we're going to dive deep into the biological reasons why these factory-made foods are so disruptive to our long-term health and vitality. We'll look at the latest research from 2025 and explore how the very structure of our food determines the health of our trillions of microbial residents. It's time to look beyond the surface level of calories and understand the profound impact that industrial processing has on our internal ecosystem. The health of your gut microbiome is a key predictor of your overall metabolic health, immune function, and even your mood and cognitive clarity. Industrial food production has introduced chemicals and structural changes that our bodies didn't evolve to handle, creating a new challenge for our health. As an expert, I stay updated on the latest international research to bring you the most accurate and scientific facts regarding your nutrition and gut health. Recent review studies published in 2025 reveal 3 primary and devastating effects of ultra-processed foods on the delicate gut ecosystem. Recent review studies published in 2025 reveal 3 primary and devastating effects of ultra-processed foods on the delicate gut ecosystem. To understand this, we must first look at the NOVA classification system, which categorizes food by its degree of industrial processing. Level 1 includes unprocessed or minimally processed foods like fresh vegetables, fruits, and whole grains that retain their natural structure. Level 4, or UPFs, are industrial formulations typically made of 5 or more ingredients that you won't find in a home kitchen. These foods undergo processes like extrusion, molding, and chemical modification that completely destroy the original food matrix. Because they lack structure, these foods are absorbed extremely quickly in the upper gastrointestinal tract, long before reaching your bacteria. This creates a hunger in the lower gut. Your beneficial bacteria rely on complex fibers that industrial processing has stripped away. Without these essential fiber food sources, beneficial bacteria literally starve. They stop reproducing, and in many cases, entire species become extinct. This leads to a dramatic reduction in gut diversity. A less diverse gut is a less resilient gut, making us more susceptible to chronic disease. The second effect is even more alarming. The gut barrier is severely compromised. Think of this barrier as your body's primary defense wall. Common industrial additives like carboxymethylcellulose and polysorbate 80 are used to improve the texture of ice creams and sauces. Recent research confirms these emulsifiers actively thin the protective mucous membrane, allowing bacteria to touch the intestinal wall directly. It's like a drug that dissolves the defense network of the gut castle from the inside, leaving the underlying tissue exposed and vulnerable. When this barrier is broken, we develop what's known as leaky gut. Substances that should stay inside the intestine leak into the bloodstream. This includes bacterial toxins like lipopolysaccharides or LPS. Once in the blood, they trigger a systemic immune response. This causes continuous small fires or chronic inflammation throughout the body. This is the hidden danger that a simple calorie count never reveals. This chronic inflammation is a major driver of insulin resistance, weight gain, and long-term metabolic dysfunction that persists even on low-calorie diets. Furthermore, the lack of fiber leads to a drop in short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which are critical for gut energy and anti-inflammation. Recent studies also show that UPF-induced shifts reduce the production of tryptamine, a metabolite that helps regulate body weight and immune balance. Even zero-calorie artificial sweeteners can be problematic, as they favor pro-inflammatory bacteria while reducing beneficial species. When you combine diversity loss, barrier damage, and systemic inflammation, you have a recipe for long-term health decline, regardless of calories. This sense of biological crisis has finally manifested in national-level health policy. The shift is monumental. The revised U.S. dietary guidelines for 2025 to 2030 have made a significant reset, moving beyond just nutrient counting to address food processing. For the first time, federal guidance explicitly advises a dramatic reduction in highly processed foods laden with chemical additives. Why are even reduced sugar, ultra-processed foods problematic? Because the damage to the gut is fundamentally different than natural sources. When you eat an apple, you're consuming an intact food matrix. In a cereal bar, that matrix is destroyed, changing how your gut processes it. The new guidelines even prioritize whole animal proteins and fats from sources like butter over highly processed seed oils and chemical substitutes. With UPFs accounting for nearly 60% of our energy intake, this policy shift is a necessary intervention for public health. The guidelines do offer nuance, exempting minimally processed staples like plain yogurt, which still provide significant probiotic benefits. The message is clear. Check not just the numbers on the label, but how much the food has been magically transformed in a factory. This isn't just a US trend. Over a dozen countries, including Brazil and Canada, have already incorporated warnings against UPFs. The term highly processed is now the actionable standard for federal policy, aiming to simplify healthy choices for all consumers. A colorful plate filled with fresh vegetables, fruits, and grilled meat. This provides the diverse fiber profile your microbiome needs. The final 2025 guidelines diverged slightly from earlier reports, reprioritizing animal proteins while maintaining the call for UPF reduction. For the first time, the resilience of the gut microbiome is being recognized as a hallmark of a healthy immune system in federal guidance. The Real Food Initiative is more than a slogan. It's a strategic shift towards foods that maintain their biological and structural integrity. With UPF consumption even higher in children, these new guidelines serve as a critical tool for protecting the health of the next generation. Every choice counts. By focusing on what's missing from our food, fiber, and an intact matrix, we can protect our health from the inside out. The guidelines empower us to make better choices by focusing on what's missing from our food, fiber, and an intact matrix, rather than just fat. They also emphasize the power of home-prepared meals, where you have full control over the ingredients and the degree of processing. The ultimate goal of this policy shift is to foster a healthier population through a return to real, nutrient-dense, and biologically intact food. I'm not saying you must ban all convenience store food. In our modern, busy world, that's simply not realistic or sustainable for most. What's critical is balance and awareness. Start by noticing what percentage of your meals come from a box versus a field or a farm. Try to increase the number of meals where you can clearly see the face of the ingredients. A grilled fish looks like a fish. A nugget does not. Small shifts have a compounding effect. If you had instant noodles yesterday, choose a whole food meal like grilled fish and greens today. Every time you choose a less processed option, your gut bacteria rejoice. They finally have the fiber they need to begin repairing your gut wall. As your gut barrier heals, you'll likely notice better digestion, clearer skin, and more stable energy levels throughout the day. A healthy gut-brain axis even improves your mood and mental state. It's about feeling good today and protecting your future self. Don't aim for perfection, aim for progress. Awareness of the processing level of your food is your most powerful health tool. Whole foods provide slow-release energy that keeps you full longer and prevents the metabolic spikes associated with highly processed snacks. Stay informed with the latest research. I've included a list of reliable sources and citations in the description for those who want to dive deeper. Consider the food matrix. An orange provides fiber that slows sugar absorption. Orange juice, even natural, is a liquid sugar hit to your gut. If you can't pronounce the ingredients or find them in a home kitchen, it's a signal to consume that food with caution and awareness. Cooking at home is the ultimate health hack. Even simple meals allow you to bypass the industrial additives that disrupt your gut barrier. Aim for a plate dominated by whole, nutrient-dense foods. This provides the diverse fiber profile your microbiome needs to remain resilient. Remember, your health is a journey, not a destination. Small, consistent choices for real food will lead to profound changes in your vitality. How was it? We've moved from the calorie myth to a new processing level check. I hope this perspective helps you in the grocery aisle. Remember, when your gut environment is healthy, your whole body thrives. Taking care of your gut is truly an act of self-love. As a doctor, nothing would make me happier than if you picked the less processed option today for the sake of your internal ecosystem. I'll continue to keep you updated on the latest medical research from international journals to ensure you have the facts you need. Every meal is an opportunity to invest in your future self. Start small, be consistent, and listen to your body's biological signals. A healthy gut is a healthy mind. By choosing real food, you're not just feeding your body, you're nurturing your mental and emotional well-being. I am dedicated to providing you with forensic-level insights into your health, grounded in science and clinical observation. Thank you for joining me. See you in the next video. Eat well, stay healthy, and take care of your gut. Goodbye.